So you're thinking of rebuilding your website because you feel like it doesn't tell your story. I've been there, currently working on my seventh website. In this video, I'm going to walk you through what to consider when redesigning your website. I'm going to be using a website I recently finished as a case study because it perfectly encapsulates everything that you should and should not do. And although starting with a template is great, and obviously we all do it, you still need to be aware of creative direction and storytelling when putting it all together. When I took on this project, my client was bouncing off the walls wanting to shut down her website. Her main complaint was that her website did not fit her design aesthetic. And I agree. Her old website did a good job of communicating that her brand's color is mint, but you can start to see that there isn't really a brand identity here. If you haven't taken the time to build your brand identity, you'll never be happy with your website or the work you produce. Because I knew that without a proper brand, you can't build an identity, before getting started on this website project, I took some time to establish the bare minimum: colors and fonts. That's it. Now, I want to clarify that branding is not typically part of the scope when it comes to web design. Brand identity is its own separate project, but because I've been working with this client for a long time and we've built a rapport, I just went ahead and picked some colors and enhanced fonts. It's a good idea to consider a rebrand when you're launching a new website. So if you haven't already done the work to establish your brand identity, it is not too late. And if you simply don't ever take the time to either build the identity from the beginning or rebrand when you're rebuilding your website, then you'll never be happy with it or with the work that you produce. Important to note here that simply having a website is not enough. You need to consider what story you're telling to the people that land on your website. Looking at Mint's old website, there was a disconnect between what she wanted to communicate and what visitors actually experienced. Her portfolio was there, but without context. No explanation of her process, her philosophy, or what made her approach unique. The navigation was unclear, making it difficult for potential clients to understand what services she offered or how to move forward. This is a common problem. Business owners focus so much on making their website look pretty that they forget websites exist to communicate and convert. So after deciding that Mint needed a little brand refresh, not a full rebrand, to reflect her design identity, I knew that the next important element for her website to have was storytelling. How does storytelling factor into website design, you might ask? Well, with creative direction, of course. You can't think of your website as simply a portfolio to show off your work. It's an opportunity to communicate with your audience and answer specific questions that only you can answer. Because after all, every brand exists to solve a problem. And if you haven't identified what problem your brand solves, then you need to stop thinking about a website and go back to the beginning. And once you've established what problem you solve in your industry, don't skip the opportunity to directly tell your audience what the solution to that problem is. Really quick, if you're finding this helpful, hit the like button. Lets me know that you want to see more videos like this. And telling your audience the solution that you bring to their problem is exactly what you want to do in the hero section of your website. This is where you're going to tell your customers who you are and how you're going to transform their lives. It should be the first thing that they see when they land on your website. Your homepage needs to confirm that you offer what visitors are looking for, establish credibility, and give clear instructions on the next steps. These three elements are often called the 3 C's, and all of this should be visible above the fold. And think of it like a newspaper. When a newspaper folds, you open it up, and when you close it, it's the same section that shows on top, if that makes sense. So above the fold is your hero section, and you want to make sure that you include the 3 C's here because it ensures that users and the visitors on your page feel confident that they're in the right place to find the solution to their problem, and you give them the steps on how to proceed. The next section on your website needs to show users what it looks like working with you or what they get from buying from you. If you're a service-based business like Mint, you'll want to immediately show your work because that's what people are here to see. And this isn't simply about aesthetics, all right? It's about providing your capability and giving potential clients a tangible sense of what they'll receive when working with you. Now that you've shown visitors what it looks like to work with you, you'll want to show them that others have also bought into this product or service. This is called social proof. Include testimonials that prove your value and trust. Positioning testimonials near your primary call to action can directly impact conversion rates by alleviating the anxiety that users might have and providing a third-party validation. People naturally trust the recommendations of others, so social proof is essential to overcoming hesitation. By this point, your customers should know who you are, what you do, how your work looks, and why others have enjoyed working with you. Mind you, this is just on the homepage. We're just getting started. We're at the point that if you haven't lost them already, your customer is probably wondering how to work with you. For Mint, we included a personalized video of her breaking down her process and helping her customers understand what it's like working with her. At this point, you can choose to direct users to contact you, but I chose this button to go to all services because here's one thing about web design that most people won't tell you. Make sure that every key page on your website is accessible from your homepage. All of these sections on the homepage, yes, they do tell your story and they tell your customers about you, but the main purpose here is to help users navigate your website. A high bounce rate typically indicates a problem with the website design, with the navigation, or perhaps content relevance. And having a clear navigation with intuitive menus and internal link can significantly improve engagement and reduces the likelihood that users will leave your website without exploring any further. If people have to hunt for your portfolio, for your services, your about page, you are going to have a high bounce rate on your website, guaranteed. Another secret I'm going to tell you is, like interior design, a website is never done. If you're hiring someone to build or rebuild a website for you, make sure before you onboard that you understand what the post-launch process is like and how they will manage updates. Assuming that your website is not built on a platform that you can easily manage yourself, or perhaps it is custom HTML, you'll want to make sure you're covered because that actually happened to my client, Mint. Her old website didn't have any interior design projects for the past 4 years. The web developer simply stopped making updates and she was stuck with a portfolio that simply didn't represent her anymore. All of that to say that this website is also incomplete. We recently launched her virtual interior design services, which of course I added a pop-up for that on the homepage and I made it easily accessible on the homepage as well. But one thing that we'll be working on is blogs, which is another thing that I'll also be adding to the homepage. Because not only should you try to keep people on your website as long as possible, but you should make it as easy as possible for them to see everything you do on the homepage. And a little SEO secret for you here, internal linking is crucial for Google to crawl your website. So while yes, I have as many pages, if not every page that I can link on the homepage, on other pages, you also have to be linking other pages as well. And we'll get into that. The About page structure is crucial for establishing authority and authenticity. Here's how we structured Mint. About the founder. This is where personality meets professionalism. We introduced Mint as a person, not just a business, a carefully selected quote that encapsulates Mint's design philosophy and approach. This section articulates the why behind the work. It's not just about what Mint does, but why it matters and how her approach differs from her competitors. Rather than just saying Mint is experience, we showed it with concrete numbers, years in business, basis completed, and happy clients. Displaying specific metrics and achievements provides credible validation that builds user confidence in making a decision. Let's talk about the big change of consolidating service offerings into its own dedicated interior design service and creating a landing page for that service and any other future services that she might want to offer, like the virtual interior design service that we eventually ended up adding. Previously, all of her service offerings, as I call them, was crammed onto one page, which made it difficult for visitors to understand, is this a service? Is this what you do? What's included in that? And it also made it difficult to target keywords for SEO. Multi-page websites allow for each page to be optimized for specific keywords, providing you with multiple opportunities to rank for different search queries, whereas single-page websites are limited to targeting just one keyword. For example, if you run a service business like Mint, you can create a dedicated page for all your different offerings, with each of those pages targeting a different keyword, which significantly improves search engine performance and makes it easier for users to find detailed information about specific topics. By separating services into individual pages, we created a more organized content structure that allows users to focus on what they're interested in without being overwhelmed. The contact page serves two critical functions besides just collecting inquiries. One of those sections being what to expect. In case no one watched the Our Process video on the homepage, we reiterate the process here. This removes any uncertainty and sets clear expectations, which reduces anxiety about potentially reaching out. Another section we added on Mint's website was service areas. This is mostly for Google SEO. Local search optimization is crucial for service-based businesses. Making your website accessible and easy to navigate with clear information helps search engines better index your pages, which can help boost your SEO performance and drive more relevant traffic. When potential clients in Miami or other target areas search for interior designers, having this information clearly stated helps Google connect Mint services with those local searches. Some key takeaways here. The transformation of Mint's website demonstrates several fundamental principles that apply to any website. Number one, brand identity must come first. Without a clear brand foundation, your website will always feel incomplete or misaligned, no matter how many times you redesign it. Number two, storytelling is strategic, not decorative. Every section on your website should answer specific questions your audience has and guide them closer to conversion. Number three, navigation is about user experience. Most users leave a website due to poor navigation, and clear, intuitive navigation with accessible menus encourages visitors to explore further without bouncing immediately. Make it easier for visitors to find what they need, and they'll stay longer. Number four, conversion optimization requires intentionality. Strategic CTA placement, clear value proposition, and reduced friction at every step of the user journey directly impact your bottom line. Number five, SEO benefits from structure. Multi-page websites with dedicated service pages allow you to target more keywords and provide more entry points for organic traffic. Number six, websites are living documents. Plan for ongoing updates and maintenance from the beginning, or you'll end up with outdated content that no longer represents your business. Whether you're redesigning your website yourself or hiring someone to do it, remember that a website is more than a digital brochure. It's a strategic tool for communicating your value, building trust, and converting visitors into clients. Take the time to get your brand right, tell your story clearly, and create an experience that makes users say yes to working with you. If this video changed how you see web design, go ahead and subscribe for my breakdown on storytelling and creative direction. And I will see you on the next one. Bye!